Hi, I'm Josh, Supervisor of Metro Parks Visual Arts.
Hi, I am Derek. I'm the Program Coordinator for Visual Arts.
Hi, I'm Lee, and I'm the Studio Manager for Visual Arts.
We are here at the beautiful, new Bellevue Regional Community Center Pottery Studio. And we've brought you here today for a tour of the studio and to kind of provide some context for what you might consider gaps in our class schedule. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, Derek?
I would be happy to, Josh. Yes, so you're going to see that on our summer schedule in Bellevue, there are no 8-week pottery classes.
That's disappointing. Why is that, Lee?
We aren't going to have any 8-week classes in Bellevue this session because we are really backed up and behind on our clay reclaim process over here in this particular studio.
That's right. We have been talking about how to manage the amount of scrap slop output on a second floor pottery studio without any access to the outdoors. And in a minute, we're going to give you a tour of what it actually looks like and what it takes to make a pottery program sustainable and work long term so that we can service more students and have a full roster of classes in Bellevue.
That's our hope, of course. Now, we do need some additional staffing for that. We are already managing a total of 5 studios, including the one that we're in right now, with just 3 full-time employees and 1 part-time studio manager. But Lee, I did want to ask you, how does the Bellevue studio different from our facility at Centennial Arts Center?
At Centennial Arts Center, we are lucky enough to have our beautiful, recently refurbished pottery courtyard outside. And if you've taken a class there, you know that when you go to clean up, you take your splash pan and all of your tools and your bucket of slop water outside, and you dispose of that water in our 3-bucket system underneath the pottery courtyard roof. We're able to actually take some of that clay slop and return it to the earth in that facility because clay is dirt. And as you all hopefully know by this point, clay definitely can't ever go down the sink without causing a massive plumbing disaster. Even though at CAC we have some clay traps, they're pretty old, and we try to avoid getting clay or glaze down that sink under any circumstances. Here, we're even worse off because we have no access to the outdoors and we're on the 2nd floor. It's not reasonable to ask anybody to haul gallons and gallons of clay slop down 2 flights of stairs only to take it where? We don't have an option. We don't know. We also can't rinse that clay down the sink. That means that we save all of our clay slop here inside, and we eventually take it back into the glazed chemical room so that we can reclaim that into fresh clay for us to use in our supplemental programming.
That's right, and we actually have something called a pug mill back there, which is a large piece of equipment that helps us break down and reconstitute all that slop and make it into usable clay again. And Dareth, what do we do with all that recycled clay?
That clay goes for free programs that we have with youth and with seniors. It also goes with some of our mini courses that we do here, like the beginner pottery experience. We provide all the clay, and it's even available for a donation of $15 in case you would like a bag.
You aren't able to use that here during your class if you've already received your bag of clay. However, you can always make things at home and take them to facilities like Mud Puddle Pottery or the Clay Lady Studios where they allow outside firings.
Yeah.
And we encourage students to do that and to continue their clay journey. But we're going to take you on a little tour, kind of show you some behind the scenes footage of what it's like to recycle clay, the amount of work that's involved, and
how much slop we have still to get rid of.
That's right. And so Lee has developed a system where she's really efficient at it. However, it is quite time consuming. And again, it's big equipment, it's dangerous equipment. You have to suit up with protective eye gear sometimes, definitely a mask or dust mask. And there's a lot of moving parts. So You have to be really intentional. You have to be trained on the equipment before you're able to use it. So as many of our wonderful students have reached out and asked if a volunteer could come in and do some of that, unfortunately at this time, there just isn't training optional right now for volunteers. So we do have to rely on our limited staffing to keep that in check. And as you've noticed, some of that accumulation has really overtaken some of the studio space, which we're about to show you. So stay tuned for some more behind the scenes
Let's do
footage.
it.
Thanks.